Hello, hello Virgo. Welcome to your July 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Virgo. And just so you know, all of the decks that I use in today's video are listed in the description box as always, as well as all of the links to my Patreon and links to work with me one-on-one, as well as my meditations. And please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Just take a moment to do that so you know when more of my videos come out. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you want more readings. So I'm gonna lay these cards down and then we will get started. Okay, so I'm going to pull these oracle cards, and while I do this, go ahead, check in with your situation right now. What do you have going on? What type of information do you want to have shine through during this reading? Take a deep breath into the diaphragm. We're going to see what comes up for you today. One more oracle card. Okay, so the truth bomb for you. Persuade your inhibitions. Okay, so you might be feeling kind of on the down and out, or like, why bother? Or maybe you're kind of like reevaluating or thinking you're doing something incorrectly. What I would recommend based on this card is like, look at that information and just check in, like, is it fully aligned with your desires? And if it is, then it's safe to proceed. You can just identify that that's a limiting belief, right? The inhibition is just a limiting belief or some negative thought form. However, if it's not in alignment with your desires, then you can go in and figure out where to make a tweak as a result. And then the animal card for you is Swan. So a lot of things are being reflected back to you. I'm just getting that based on this imagery. There's a deep, deep, deep emotional reflection that's in your life. That's always the case, but I think you're going to be like staring directly at yourself fully through the experiences that you're having interpersonally, through the things that show up in your life, your career, your passions, your pursuits, and the things that you manifest as well. You're going to see just how far you've come, and it's going to be reflecting right back at you. And then we have Patience. If you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. Maybe, may I let this be for now? Help me relax and trust every need I need will be met. Often change soon follows. So you want to loosen your grip a little bit around whatever it is that you've been really locked up in. And that's going to be the thing that helps it shift. The central energy for you in July is the Wheel of Fortune. So this really just does not want you to have a great deal of information. It's kind of like, I don't know, how is it going to be? What are you seeing come up in your life? This is basically putting more of the emphasis on the Swan card again. Your job is to loosen up a little bit, and that's why the Wheel of Fortune is saying, we're not giving you a solid central energy. We're going to leave it open. And this is like another lesson in patience and trust. You just evaluate what you have coming into your space and use that as a way to gauge where you're at and how far you have to go. The Wheel of Fortune is kind of the anything could happen, things are shifting for the better, but at the same time, you don't have the ability to force it into existence. And then what you have shifting out is the Seven of Pentacles. I think you were focusing on just planting a lot of new seeds, maybe doing a lot of new dipping into a lot of new ventures or investments or things that you were trying to get together. Also taking care of all the tasking stuff. That's shifting. So you're heading into a new season. I think you might be a little bit burnt out as a result of this if you've just been focusing on the straight and narrow, doing the things that you need to do every day, all the time. Now you're shifting into more of a period of letting things flow, breathing that creative energy into whatever it is that you're bringing to life and whatever it is that you're actively creating. The oncoming energy is the Father of Cups. So this is, it's like you're heading from something that's really strategic and more on the straight and narrow and heading into a time that's a little bit more emotionally satisfying, I would say. I'm going to clarify this card as well. We have the Moon. Yep, all emotions. All emotions. So you're really, this is some stark contrast. This is like healing and doing the tasking and the boring, the Saturn stuff. Making sure all your ducks are in a row. And then you move over here and it's like the nebulous, the creative, the resting, the playing, the projects, all of that stuff is being stirred up for you as you're moving into this new season. This is what you need to know about the month of July. We have the Seven of Rods. So this is like your fire is burning really bright. Your creative light, the way that you are showing up in the world is more vibrant than usual. You know, because we have seasons where maybe we feel like we're kind of in the background or we're not really embracing our full, like what we could be doing. Or our full energy and allowing ourselves to be seen, and you're definitely seeing that in the month of July. It's like your big, bold self. And I think it does have to do with this shifting from the heavy, the drab, the boring, and moving into more of a creative season, and that's really amplifying your permission to be seen in this world. And then what you have going on in the advice position, so this is advice for you. We have the Six of Swords. So it's like the storm, the clouds are going to clear. Things are incrementally improving. I think that if you're not constantly on task and doing things all the time, you might be experiencing a little bit of like guilt or fear or frustration, or if you're doing things that might feel a little bit more fun and indulgent, you might feel like you're doing something wrong, but that's kind of like where the light is shining through. And then we have the Seven of Cups. Lots and lots of options. So I actually see this as being a fun month because you get to focus more of your energy on like being seen, being witnessed, doing fun things, being in an enjoyable headspace and not headspace, but like physical space, doing things that are way more pleasure-based. That's going to help you a lot. And then allowing yourself to be seen as a result of filling your cup in that way is really going to propel you forward. The things that were really weighing you down, I think you get to incorporate a little bit more levity into those so that they don't weigh so heavy on your plate. I don't actually think you have anything to worry about. A lot of the stuff that you were dealing with previously looks like it's on its way out, so you don't have to spend nearly as much time on like the logistics, the heavy duty stuff. It's lightening up a lot. Your load is way lighter in the coming time frame rather than what you've been dealing with. So this is really good news. This is really exciting. And your job is just to understand that the state that you were in is not permanent. There's so many other things that are going to come up, and it's good for you to actually indulge in whatever fun things you have come to the surface, whether that be something solo with friends, a mini vacation, I mean, whatever it is that makes an appearance. It's all about what intention you have on that. Now let's get into the timeline. So first, second, third, and fourth quarter, that'll be where you end the month. But first, at the beginning of July, you have the Queen of Swords. So this is all about independent thinking, not worrying at all about what other people are doing, but instead just claiming your mental power and owning your truth. That's the most important thing that comes up at the beginning of the month. Know that your desires are unique to you, your path is unique to you. All of these things that you're experiencing are unique to you, and that is worth honoring. Now, the second quarter, we have the Nine of Coins. A lot of the work you've done is paying off. I can tell you that right now. I think that's why it's going to be a good month to take a break, relax, enjoy yourself, have fun. I think that that may have been missing before, and now it seems like you really get more of that. And the Nine of Coins is like, hey, you did all the work. Now you're getting paid for it, whether that be literally or emotionally or relationally. Third quarter, we have the Two of Wands. So there's of course, there's probably other things you're focusing on, other things you're building and constructing, and that's fine. I think this would also be a good time to just like hold space for that to come into your space, and don't put pressure on how it's going to happen. This is just about like setting the intention and placing the order, drawing the map or the blueprint for yourself and inviting it in. And then wrapping up the month, we have the Knave of Swords. So I think you kind of get back to, oh, I have all these ideas and all of these things that I want to do and blah, 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 blah. It's a lot of mental chatter, a lot of like what you could do and how you could pursue things. And that's okay. You can definitely do that. Just don't forget to enjoy yourself along the way. Make sure you make July about play and fun wherever humanly possible, because that's just going to be a big help. Now let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to ask a question, ask for guidance or clarity, whatever it is that you need. All right, card number 1. We have the Two of Pentacles. So how you're making decisions about this really matters. Are you following obligation? Are you following desire? Are you following like the best and highest version of yourself? That's really what's worth taking into consideration around this decision. And card number 2, we have the Five of Pentacles. So this month is really going to help shake you out of this right here, because I'm not reading this as oncoming. I'm actually reading this as being super aligned with that Seven of Pentacles that I was reading. It's kind of like the serious heaviness that I was reading before. I'm getting that this is the month to kind of break that mold and kind of get you into this new layer and new experience. So this is something that you have to look forward to, because that's definitely not permanent. And then card number 3, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So you actually have something that is going to be initiated at some point, but I get that that might be either someone initiating for you and involving you, or this is something that you might do after July. So it looks like there's still some logistical things that you're figuring out when it comes to this card right here, this situation, circumstance, relationship. There's still other stuff that needs to happen before this can fully blossom and bloom. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I absolutely appreciate you more than you could possibly know. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. You're welcome to click that bubble right there. And I'm creeping up on 50,000 right now, so I'm super excited. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing. That is where you can get more content, more readings, all sorts of good stuff that you get for free, as well as my podcast Sunday messages if you are interested in more of the energetic, intuitive healing, stuff like that. All of that is on my podcast, which is in the description box. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, that is also available in the description box. And another thing that I just launched recently is my meditations, and so those are available for you to get on my website. They are more of a class style, so I teach you energetic tools, and that's more for those of you that are interested in the intuitive development piece, learning how to access your own intuition. That is now available for you as well, loaded with tools. So I hope you guys enjoy those if you check those out. And if you are interested in more of the tarot readings, then make sure you check out my Patreon. I do love and relationship readings, which come out every month, that are big readings like this, but they are sign specific. And I also do weekly sign specific readings, the big circle, oval readings that I do. And those come out every Friday. So there's a whole bunch of different tiers for you to choose from. And until next time, have a beautiful July, everybody. I am sending you so much love and support. Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, and rising signs if you haven't already. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.